Hey, come see me do stand-up in Ontario, California, Las Vegas, and Davenport, Iowa. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets. Hey, I've got an update on that. Remember that sea bridge they were building that floats so they could bring aid to the people in Gaza? Well, guess what they were actually using it for? They were using it to bring people to kill some people in Gaza. This is a young boy from a refugee camp. He explains that soldiers who raided his family home, extinguished a cigarette on his neck, and killed his 12-year-old brother were not from the Israeli army. You want to hear him? Here. So you can turn it down. I'll read it. He says the day started normally around 10 a.m. in the morning. Then the helicopters came, maybe 6 or 7 of them. They started firing everywhere around Nusrat. After the firing, we found a truck that had parked by our house door. We saw a group of special forces, American special forces. We stayed in the house. We sat in our own room and we heard the sound of approaching tanks. Did they talk to you? Did the soldiers? What happened? The interviewer asked him. He says, we saw them from afar, and getting in the house, we heard the sound of tanks. We said, God save us. Then we heard their voices coming up the stairs. They broke everything on the bottom floor, and when they got up to the second floor, first thing they did was when they entered was they shot at us. They shot my brother. They shot him here in the arm and then in near his belly in the kidney. I saw him. Then he shot me in the finger, and God saved me because the bullet ricocheted towards my aunt.
Does God hate your aunt?
After the bullet hit my finger, it got my aunt. After that, he shot my younger brother, and he died. God rest his soul. Can you imagine his shooting civilians? Can you imagine that? He was 12 years old. He bled for about a quarter of an hour. Afterwards, he took my grandfather and my father. They blindfolded them, and then they wanted to take me, but my mother told them I'm too young. To check that I'm young, he undressed me. Once he checked, he took me to the living room.
What does that mean?
To see how small his penis was? In the living room, he punched me twice, and then he laid me down and blindfolded me. And after he blindfolded me, he took me and put my hands behind my back. I put my hands behind my back, but I tried to resist. So he put his shoe here and pressed down on quite hard. So I stopped making noises. Those who attacked us in the house were not Israeli forces. Those were American forces. As Biden, the guy who talks about humanitarian aid, who built that pier, in bringing tanks through the pier, and the person who killed us killed my brother and shot my other brother. He was from Biden's army. He was American from Biden's army. One of them put their cigarette out here. He was smoking on a sofa while I was tied. Hang on. He was smoking on the sofa while I was tied, and then he put it out here. That's what happened. My name is Ahmed Mohammed Yaqub Matar.
Wow. So one Air Force guy would rather have lit himself on fire than go kill innocent young civilians.
That's right.
Which they were going to make him do. But these heroes are the type that would put out a cigarette on a kid's neck. Right? There's your compare and contrast. Well, I guess I don't know what to say. Thank you for your service.
So now you know why Aaron Bushnell set himself on fire in protest, because they were already probably killing kids.
It wasn't because he was woke.
Right. It wasn't because he was
Bill
woke.
Maher voice. And it's not because he's woke.
Okay.
It's because he didn't want to kill kids.
Oh, it's easy to be on the side of the kids, Kurt. The brave
Not for
thing.
me, I hate them.
The brave thing is to want to slaughter them. Is to be okay with it.
Okay.
Shooting a 12-year-old. Okay.
Can you imagine just being that, like...
Saying you're the brave thing because you're for killing kids?
Oh, it's easy to be like,
it's
don't do that.
It's easy to be for the
crime.
Kids. So if you were wondering, are there American soldiers in Gaza killing kids? It looks like there is. It
sounds like only the best of the best.
Yeah. It sounds like those are the
Well, I wonder what hero did that.
I can't verify it. I can't say that actually happened, but
I bet that kid's lying. I don't believe him because he's not Israeli. You know the side that tells the truth a lot?
Yeah. So that's according to Ahmad Mohammed Yaqub Matar.
I know he's telling the truth because we watched the videos way back when of this special forces guy giving that speech about
That's
how they
right.
were going to go in and kill people.
That's right.
And
Remember
everybody's
that?
having a chuckle. So a long time ago, I knew they were doing that.
Oh, that's right.
We
You remember that?
reported it.
Remember
yeah, the kid's
that?
telling the truth.
Remember we showed that?
Yeah.
Those were American Marines.
Yeah. Special forces, they were actually. I don't know, Marines.
And there he's giving his pep talk about how we're going to rain hellfire down on you.
Well, then they did. There you go.
And they did. They went in and they
what
just
a collection of heroes.
They just start shooting innocent people. Can you imagine that? I mean, how dead you have to be in
you
your
have to be a trauma-based mind slave, which is how you
a
get into
trauma-based mind slave.
that. Which is most of us, but especially the guy that did that to his brother.
Hey, come see me do stand-up on tour in Ontario, California, Davenport, Iowa, Las Vegas, Nevada, Chicago, Illinois, a special video show with stand-up, and Grand Rapids, Michigan. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.